set up Shady. Bump it on through. Down we go. Express. Stays back. Hell is playing with their competition a little bit. Joe! Whoa! That was insane! Last season, both of them had experience on the international stage. And there it is. Showcasing from Corsos. We might have a series. You see me. Have to do with CJF who's taking the ball. Oh my god! What a day! And who am I to let you down? Live at Showdown Studios. This is proudly supported by Macca's, Rocket League OCE champs. That's right, we are supported by Macca's, and the Monopoly game at Macca's is back, where 1 in 5 will instantly win. It could be you or you. I mean, if there's 2 of you out there and 3 of us here, 1 of us wins. That's pretty much how math works. This is Wolfie, this is Courier Lord, and I have just been ousted. As we go into the next series, Pale Horse will be taking on Legacy Esports. This is one of the most important series of today. I put Avant taking on Conspiracy as the most important series. And with good reason, after 3-0. It was a guess at the end of the day. I think we need to realistically move forward into Pale Horse and Legacy Esports with expectations running rampant, because on the side of Legacy Esports, we haven't seen them today. We've seen them past couple of weeks, and they did take down the Chiefs, but after that, it was kind of like the upsets ended there. But for Legacy Esports, it's an interesting season.
Look, this matchup is actually very important, just because whoever wins this is in a much better position coming into the last week of league play, and then furthermore coming into PAX, and also coming into getting overseas to that RLCS, which is obviously the ultimate goal for everyone in league play. And stemming from this matchup, you know, Legacy sitting at 3rd, Pale Horse just coming after that win are going to be in a much more comfortable position. And if Pale Horse beat Legacy, you know, they're going to bump up above them. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
And I think it's a good showcase of where OCE has come and where OCE is going as well. So we have Legacy, who's made every single league play for all of Throwdown. They've always been there, but they've never made finals. They sit just outside that little dream that they never managed to achieve. But on the flip side, we have Pale. And Pale came last time. They're in the off-season, and they just blew us away and got straight to the finals. The team that came out of nowhere, straight to finals. The team that have always wanted to make it but never do. And now we're seeing who's going to go now.
Something to note, though. Legacy was actually the winners of the PAX Championship last year.
Yeah.
So same time last year, Legacy actually came around from the 4th or 3rd seeding straight up into the winner of it.
But was that the same roster we have now?
No.
What was the difference in the roster there?
So they had Groovy Grape. They also had Aaron and Soma.
So we have one player.
They have one player, basically, because Legacy, the organization, is always stuck behind Soma because they've agreed that, you know, he's a really good player, and which he is, rightfully so. And they trusted his judgment in picking a new team, you know, picking up both Legacy, Plitz, and Zen.
Yep.
So stemming from that, a new roster could be fresh, could be new, but in recent times, they've been doing well, and they've been performing greatly.
While we're on the topic of Legacy, let's question the roster a little bit more. Let's go into the change of when we've seen Zen in and when we've seen Pinor in. Now, when Pinor comes in, I back Legacy. I look at Legacy and I say, this is a great roster. And he's got a very unique playstyle, great on the setups there. And then I was talking to Yummy in the past, and he was saying that they got people in to play. They got other players in to try and play like Pinor. You know, try and play like him, but you can play like him, but you're not him. So I guess, is Pinor making a better Legacy squad, or do you just think it's just the case of Legacy stepping up as a unit?
Well, I definitely think it is debatable. Pinor, when he comes forward, doesn't necessarily come forward, comes back a bit. It allows Plitz to come forward, and Plitz has gone crazy. Like we saw Plitz when he played on Culver Day, and he was reasonably good. But Plitz, when he showcased against Chiefs, was actually insane. And the fact that he was able to do that was off the back of Pinor being added to the team.
Yeah, well, being brutally honest, Blitz is a very fast player. But the thing is, as well, stemming from that, he is a bit of a ball chaser compared to the other players on his team.
Yep.
And so the thing when Pinor comes in is that he actually gives enough room for Plitz as well as Soma to kind of do their own thing, and then Pinor comes in for that final finish.
Okay, so making a change in the Legacy roster, we talked about Pale Horse before. Is he big enough player, or a Legacy a bad enough team to take on Pale Horse here today?
I mean, you know, throwing in my prediction for this match, I think I'm probably going to go straight on to Pale Horse. I think that they're a much stronger team at the moment. They're playing a bit cleaner, a bit faster. And, I mean, pretty much for most of my predictions, I go along that, as well as, you know, showing the awareness which they have, which is a bit better.
Yep, I think it's going to go to Pale as well. They're going to be like a 3-1 or a 3-0. And the reason for this is Legacy is like a very tumultuous team. They came in hot into the competition, and they're either super hot or they go cold. They can beat the Chiefs, or they can lose to Conspiracy.
They're like they put too much water in the sauna, and then it gets super hot in there. Excuse me. And then someone opens the door, and you're like, why did you open the door? It's cold now.
Yeah, 100%,
Right?
and that's them.
Yeah, well, I'm going to back Pale Horse as well, actually. I think that Pale Horse Esports are just too consistent right now, too fast to play with. And Legacy Esports, with the addition of Pinor coming through, I could definitely expect an upset here. But we'll have to find out as we do jump into the first series of Legacy Esports for today. Let's have a look at their roster. They got Soma, they got Plitz. Where's our third player?
Mysteriously sitting in that
It's
little
Zen.
corner, we're seeing Zen come out, leading the charge straight past the Pale Horse defense until CJ stops him in his tracks.
Well, let's see if it makes a difference for Legacy Esports. Pale Horse have been backed by all three of us there. So, I mean, it's no real big surprise because Pale Horse, we expected them to be up there, but Legacy have had an okay run of league play so far. Setting up for Plitz there, big parts of aggression getting put on by Legacy Esports. No openings just yet, but Kia will help get that clear. Legacy definitely need this win. Talked about how influential it could be, and it could secure them a spot. But the setups from Pale Horse every damn time, Courier.
Yeah, Kami always out of the gates fast. First 20 seconds is always his. He lives there. Pass plays for Kami, goals for Kami. Pale Horse starting it off strong.
Tell me again why it's not good to watch Pale Horse. That was sick from Kia. Pops it up just for his own use, and Kami will secure. With that one goal, Pale Horse are looking slick again in game number 1.
I think it's now we need to look at Legacy. Because Pale are one of the most consistent teams. They're always going to be fast. They're always going to be relatively aggressive, getting those pass plays out. It's going to be more about Legacy. A Legacy playing well. A Legacy stepping up and taking the win from Pale.
I think it's a question we'll be asking this whole series. With Legacy, like you said, hot and cold. They are on 1 minute, off the other. It's not the feeling of Avant Gaming where it's the whole series. It's like Legacy might drop game 1, but then pick 2 and 3. They might pick up game 1, but then drop the second one. We just don't know. And this series is so crucial for league play. We have less than a week remaining now, but they're leaving it CJ, calculated or questionable?
Ooh, putting the fear of God in them, that's what it is. But Legacy showcasing with that big shot that they can make it all the way into Pale Horse's base and say, no, your bins are mine.
Yep. Your bins, my bins, doesn't matter right now. Pale Horse still holding 1, but Legacy Esports are controlling a little bit better. Pushing forward, getting some good touches. Plitz over the top, hits the backboard, leaves it for Zen. Zen doesn't find it past Kia. In again and again and again. But rotations are really, really smart here from Pale Horse. And you're going to love watching them once again because they're just a team that looks so controlled, look aggressive when they need to be, but then can always rotate back.
Yeah, Soma coming forward a little bit too quick, stopping that Legacy pressure build, and Kia turning it back around with that slam dunk.
Usual.
Yeah, buddy.
Courier, it's just time and time again. Look at this. Reads it so well. Pale Horse with another means that we are edging closer to the first game defeat.
And we've had a day of nothing but sweeps, and I think that is something that we should be seeing from Legacy. They're a team that when they are on, they are truly terrifying. But that being said, it's still relatively close in terms of play on the pitch.
Yep. But it still feels like Pale Horse are now just sort of taking apart Legacy. Game 1 has always been the taster, the feel.
The entree.
Yeah, for both of these teams, you know, how much do you pay? Do you pay $10 to get money bags, or do you actually get a proper entree that isn't garbage? Right now, we're not getting that $10 money bag. We're getting a real good taster for the entree. And you're not paying expensive amounts of money, but you're still getting good quality products. Like that.
And Soma straight over the back of Pale Horse's defense. When you see a hole in your opponent's defense, you got to capitalize, and that's what they've done. That bounced straight back over. No dice.
And Pale Horse will drop 1, so Legacy pull themselves back in game 1. And that taste is a little bit heavier than we thought. Kami off the kickoff. We'll get Soma as well. The ball bounces back. Pale Horse nice and fast, like they like it. Lets it drop in, and the third will be Pale Horses.
Taking advantage of that easy demo right at the beginning. They who had both of Legacy players going for that rear boost. Dangerous, because Kami is an angle god. He doesn't need any help.
And with the help of Zen, maybe. He was an angle god. And Legacy Esports dropping another. 2 minutes remaining. Pale Horse are looking quite
Confident.
Savage. Yeah, no, well, I mean, confident, savage, whatever you want to call it.
Like a caveman in a suit.
But Korea, it's always the angles, right? It's always the angles of Pale Horse. You're like, can you actually hit that? And every time you're like, okay. I guess you can. Only because Pale Horse proved it.
Yeah, they got an acute case of score from anywhere.
Look at this setup again. It's just beautiful to watch. Kami rotates back. They can play defensive here, but that's just not in their style. They'll get it clear. They'll just keep pushing with the tempo. Kami setting it up. Look at this. One of the best teams in OCE Rocket League. These guys, they're just such a highlight to watch.
Yeah, but Zen's got that backboard defense coming through, trying to break the pressure build from Pale Horse. Kia committed to it, going back in and not relenting.
Yeah, well, I think on the side of Legacy, they are holding off quite nicely. Feels like with Pale Horse, all the setups here, it should be a lot worse, but the truth and reality of it is that Legacy is still holding on strong. Game 1 is always a taster, and Blitz has had a great couple of weeks and should be highlighted and should escalate how Blitz is actually playing at the moment. Pale Horse, are they too strong of an opponent for Legacy Esports? It feels like in Game 1 the answer is yes, but again, that taster, think about it.
Yeah, we did see CJ taking out the boost inside Legacy's half, allowing them to build that pressure forward when they turn this right back around. Again, Kia stealing the boost from under Blitz's nose, leading to that goal from CJ. Can't move around the pitch if you don't got no boost.
Nah, man, CJ in the middle of Dream. And I call myself I've done all the dumb things. You know, God, I hate you, Korea.
Don't do music.
4-1. Pale Horse, Game 1 is pretty much locked away. We've lost the key.
That pass play, though, as well, leading into that goal, was insanely fast. And that is what we expect from Pale. Fast, short, sharp passes. And they can do 3-mans, they can do 1-mans. They can Devo it, but they'll break straight through.
No! Kia just denied it from CJ. It won't matter, though. Pale Horse will take game number 1. And mechanically gifted is a good way to put Pale Horse, but what a start from the Dead Horse squad.
Death rides.
Death rides, like, it's win through night. Is that good?
That wasn't too bad.
I mean, you studied medicine, although it has no
I
relevance.
didn't study medicine at all.
No, hang on. What did you study?
I did like a little bit of math, bit of psychology, bit chem, bit bio.
Okay. That's a bit of chemistry. So you're smart.
Yeah, possible. I can
Okay.
read a book. That's all it takes.
Better than me. I actually have paper here. Excuse me, I have paper here, and I can read that, but that's about the limit. Pale Horse are better than me, even better than us, because right now, well, they're playing better Rocket League than we ever could. They are just pushing through Legacy's defense. They're punishing the pass plays. Like, I don't know a team in our OCE Rocket League that can pass as well as Pale Horse. Would you?
Scylla?
Yeah, but are they as, like, does it look as good as Pale Horse in your opinion?
Still pretty good, man. I
Yeah,
mean, Scylla
I know
beat them 3-2 in the pass play game.
All right, okay, Scylla beat them. That was a surprise. But this is Pale Horse, like, in their stride.
No, Pale Horse is good. Not to diminish Pale Horse at all. Because Scylla is the other person they're competing with. Those two guys are fighting for the speed demon of OCE.
True.
Now, Legacy, whilst they managed to not pull ahead in that game, they got beaten down by Pale Horse. The scoreboard says otherwise. If you looked at it and just got rid of the goals, the number of shots is pretty similar, as was the saves.
True.
So, Pale Horse is controlling the pitch, but not by the margin you'd expect.
No, you'd hope for a better game 2 from Legacy. At least just pushing on the strengths that they had from game 1. As we move into it now, big pass plays. That's what we're seeing so far from Legacy. Soma hits it 1-2 and the third denied. Blitz over the top goes the ball. Kami still following it through. Nice touch. He's going to get demolition, but it opens and CJ will meet with Soma. Meanwhile, Pale Horse still looking comfortable. That's their first shot.
Yeah, great clear straight over the back of Kami, knowing that first demo came through. If they can get it past one, there's only one left. So it's nice, safe, and time to build that pressure.
Kami reads the ball well. Shot comes through, trying to slide it into that right-hand wing. The bottom of the bins, as you would say, Korea. Kami's pushed up. Everyone's come through. Pale Horse, they've started. And now someone has to get back. Ball is in Legacy's court, and they're looking to score the first goal. Blitz is there, drops it at the wrong angle.
Not quite the angle he wants, but that doesn't mean much when the pressure hasn't dropped. This is Legacy's opportunity to keep pushing forward. They got the demo on Kami. The goal is open. The follow-up.
He's back.
Not quite there.
Kami just respawning in the nick of time. Kia now back in Pale Horse. Their opportunity. CJ still controlling the ball, actually getting it past the goal, the net there. Kia's through and jumping up to the ball. Kami now going to commit and reads the ball well, gets a big clear back into that net. Soma hits it, re-angles it, and redirects it over to Kami once again.
Yeah, trying to get that clear there from Legacy wasn't enough. It just went straight back to Pale Horse, allowing them to build this up. This is 2 players down. The goal is open, but Zen, the one-man army, gets it out, allowing that respawn.
Yeah, really good job from Zen. Keeps Legacy alive, and that one goal is going to be so crucial here. So denying it away early from Pale Horse is just going to stop them, and maybe the flow is caught up here. Kami helps and sends the ball really far down. CJ just passed it forward. Plitz now over to Soma. This is good. So well angled. Demolition coming through. It's Soma and CJ blowing cars up left, right, and center. The defense from Pale Horse will hold out, and a closer game for number 2.
They may have got those blowing up cars going down, but Pale Horse are still struggling to break out of their half, and their boost is being quickly drained. You see CJ forced to rotate deep to go get it back.
Kami behind Zen. Look at this. Positioning gone from Pale Horse. Bakia for the strike.
We see them drawing out that defense from Legacy, the first opportunity they've had in over a minute. Kami showcasing some talent as he passes to his best friend Kia, high-fiving with that ball in the Legacy goal.
Pale Horse. Korea, can I just mention again that their goals look sick?
They look awesome. The fact that they're always 2-man plays now, rather than how we saw them beginning of league plays where they're mostly solos, shows how the team has adapted and grown going into the season.
CJ to Kia. Soma comes through. Kami always in position. CJ trying to punish the ball once again. One goal looking good for Pale Horse Esports. Legacy under strife, but it is such a closer game. The score not doing it justice here, Korea. It feels like Pale Horse are pushing forward, but Legacy are finding these sure little gaps in the defense of Pale Horse. It's just about finding that goal. A very close series this is going to be. It doesn't matter what the final score is going to actually end up turning out.
Yeah, Legacy is getting some great clears. I mean, this one here as well, just over the opposition of Pale Horse every single time, punishing them from coming forward, creating the opportunity for them to build it now in their side of the pitch.
Kami feels like he's at the ball all the time. It's Kami's there, he's punishing, he's getting to it first. Look, there he is, he's up at it again, no follow-up from Legacy.
Well, they chose to give away that one. They said, CJ, you can take it because you'll lose possession by having to fight us the 2v1.
Let me use that as an example. You know what I mean, Korea. Kami's there. He's exciting because he's there.
Well, that's the thing, right? Pale Horse are a team that get up to the ball fast, but Legacy are too. They're both teams that play fast, and they go aggressive on those 50-50s. We just see that. Kami, how high and how far did he read that from?
Nice angle from CJ though.
Yeah, I thought the defense would come out, but CJ's angle just way too tight. Hopped straight past that defense. Not even Legacy thought he could make that shot.
Did you see it? Kami just came through inside and intercepted him because the ball dropped down. It was CJ. I honestly, watching Pale Horse in their prime is a great experience. It is something. I just keep talking them up, Korea. I think Legacy deserve to be talked up as well, but right now Pale Horse are putting on a clinical display. Not even letting Legacy hold the bar against Pale Horse.
Here we're seeing Legacy. A little bit of miscommunication with that first touch, but the follow-up is fine. Ball in the mid-side of the pitch, and Pale Horse choosing to pass possession. No,
now Kami has that possession once again. It's going to hit the backboard, but redirected by Soma. Good job as he jumps up and commits, and Zen Plitz now going to take it over the right wing. CJ there. Plitz trying to get it past CJ, but Zen will be the one to recover it. He centers the ball. Legacy's opening, and they miss the shot.
That was their opportunity for that 2-1 with only 30 seconds left. That is going to bite them. They need defense, and unfortunately, Kia out of nowhere just punching it through.
Always the case, Kuro. You know it to be true. If you see a ball in front of the net, Pale Horse are probably going to optimize.
I'm fairly sure those two like telepathic or something, because their reads of each other's plays is perfect.
I would love to jump on comms. I tell you what I'd love to do in one of the weeks. I'd love to jump on comms and just sort of listen in to Pale Horse, teams like Pale Horse, Legacy, even Scylla, and sort of compare it to teams like Chiefs and Jam Gaming. Another goal, of course, going to be dropped in, and Pale Horse right now just taking away game 2. It'd be interesting to get an insight, I feel, into Pale Horse's communication methods.
I think Pale Horse would be the team I'd want to listen to. Because when you have a 5-man roster that you swap through so often, you need to have really good communication with each other. Otherwise, it just doesn't fly. And the fact that they can rotate so cleanly through them, they're doing something right.
This one has jumped away from us, though, Korea, and 10 seconds remaining. Legacy not finding a goal. Game 2 is looking as dominant as game 1. Even more so. Pale Horse are setting up some beautiful plays. Ball will hit the ground and Pale Horse up 2-0.
Yeah, the Usurpers are coming through strong, and it seems like they're trying to crush the Legacy Dream.
But the dream's not over. We have seen reverse sweeps in our league play many times before, and we will definitely see them again. But the question is whether Legacy can start it in motion.
Well, this was a much harder game. We did see a stronger start from Legacy. The first 2 minutes, incredibly close. It was the second 2 where Pale Horse just switched up a gear and like, sorry guys. I mean, you've had a lot of runs in making RLCS. You've had a lot of runs in making league play all the way to the finals. It's not your time anymore. There's a new kid on the block.
Legacy did take down Chiefs.
They
and
did.
that was a surprise. But that was a surprise from game 1.
Mm-hmm.
This has not been the same style of series. This has been Pale Horse's favor, and every single time it was like, whoa, Pale Horse. Oh, they got the ball again and again and again and again. There may be openings in Legacy's defense, but I like that Pale Horse are pretty much forcing them open themselves.
Yeah.
Because let's start with Kami. How unpredictable is he? Like, do you
He's
know
the wall god. He lives. He like sectioned off a section, like inside of like Legacy. Whoever they play against on their wall is like, this is mine now. You're not allowed here.
There's the bubble of teams, and then there's a bubble of Kami, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else is outside.
He's put up a little this for rent spot, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take that.
Like a funnel web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a funnel web spider.
Yeah. Those things.
Yeah, nice.
Dead.
I'm behind that.
Eh? Yeah. For once, I got something right. See if Pale Horse will get something right as we go chip, chip, chip through our microphones. Game number 3, and Pale Horse looking to be dominant and get another flawless series. I tell you what, we've had 3 and 0s today. Let's see if Legacy can really shut us up.
They have the opportunity, they have the potential, and now it's just about showcasing it. If you can beat Chiefs, you can beat anyone.
That's right.
So come on, Legacy. Come on, baby, come on.
No, Korea. We've got to be unbiased. We've got to believe in the heart of the cards. But if the heart of the cards are pointing at Pale Horse, then we've just got to believe even more. Legacy having a shot.
The opportunity there. Soma deep in the back of his pitch, so he won't be able to do that third final touch they needed. That is a problem they've been having. Third touches are just not coming out of Legacy side.
Yep. CJ setting up the ball. Kami back around the corner. 3 members of Legacy are just hutched in a cluster here. He's going to bump out of the way, and still Pale Horse keeping it down this side of the field and having a great series so far. See if they can keep this one up. Kami hits it off the backboard. It's not responded, but have to get back into defense, and someone from Pale Horse has to be there, but the ball nudges and goes back. CJ will help recover.
Pale Horse slowly building up that pressure. Small pass play there as Kia's going to go for his run round, but follow-up unnecessary.
Zen over to Plitz. Plitz misses the ball, so it's going to go back to Kami. Then just center pass and off the wall. Now Kami to respond. Nicely touched. Pale Horse. Flashy again. I like it. The Legacy still holding strong here in game number 3. Looking for that first goal.
Yeah, there was another opportunity there. If maybe it was Kami, maybe it was Kia, that corner shot could have gone in for Legacy. But the fact they're turning it right back around on these counterattacks, keeping the score at 0-0, maybe we're seeing something different.
But for how long, Korea? I mean, Pale Horse is still setting up some beautiful passes. Long distance working to their favor and getting the ball first. Soma will miss the second touch. CJ off the backboard. Everyone commits up. Kami playing the patient game here, and it's going to work out with a nice touch over to Kia. CJ recovers. Back over to the corner. He's actually going to flip and miss, but he finds the second recovery. Blitz over there. Kami has the shot. Zen. Beautiful save.
Yeah, clutch defense there from Zen. All of Legacy players running exceptionally low on boost, so they're going to need to pick up that ball and pick it up fast.
It just like one step ahead of Pale Horse, and CJ won't get it, but Kia will.
Slowly worn them down, just constantly peppering their goals. And here we see they may have had the defense. You got to have the boost too.
Off the side post as well. You got to love that angle. It just worked perfectly for Kia.
I love the demo at the end. Just a little bit of angry vengeance.
You have to. 2 minutes 30, 1 goal for Pale Horse, and off a kickoff, it's going to be so much for Pale Horse as long as they can keep the ball over in their hands. That's all that matters.
Yeah, fast off the ground there by Plitz. Not only stealing the ball, but stealing the boost deep in their goal. Leading to that. Soma!
Legacy. Is that their first goal of the series?
It's the first one that they care about this game.
Yep.
Because this is their opportunity to turn it around. Today is a day of sweeps, and reverse sweep is a subset.
2 minutes 20. see if Pale Horse can recover this or if Legacy have finally brought their way back in. We know that when the shift of tempo stops for Pale Horse, it can be disastrous. Legacy, have they found it here?
Yeah, Jam has crushed them before with a counter-attack, as has Chiefs. So maybe this is Legacy's time to turn it back around, getting it past the defense of Pale Horse. They can bleed.
Maybe. In comes Legacy again off the backboard. Blitz waiting in the wing. Kia's here. Zen, patient, very good. Passing over to Soma. And a second one for Legacy.
I can just imagine Soma just be like, "Are you not entertained?" Taking it straight to Pale Horse. They are doing what no one suspected they could on today. All of us here at the board were like, nah, Pale can take it. The Legacy, they're sick of it.
But how long can Legacy hold this? Or has it just become a changing of tide? Not too sure just yet. CJ setting the ball up. Legacy looked weak at the knees until now. This has been such a great turnaround for game number 3. Kami trying to make sure the curse is not broken. It's been 3-0s all day. Pale Horse setting up in front of this net. CJ off the corner, bumped away, denying that boost. Very good from Legacy. Kami around the corner. Very good predict there. Will hit the ball a second time, but to no avail.
Yep, Legacy don't want Kami getting in that corner. They see what he can do with those angle shots. Like, nah, we need to cut him off at the knees. Can't let him get close. Unfortunately, Kami can go straight through the middle too.
CJ just like, watch this again, ready? CJ goes up. Just like, no, I'll leave it for Kami. That's great communication. And Kami will equalize instantly.
Yeah, feel bad on the floor, but it is still 2-2. Legacy, the dream is not over. You can still catch it.
No, but Pale Horse Esports bring themselves back into this game. CJ reading the ball a little bit wrong off the backboard. There's Plitz. Will not find the follow-up shot, but Soma, maybe he can recover it. Kami, good roll of the ball. Zen will clear it back over in front of this goal. Now Kia and CJ. Zen hits it up, but that's not going to be the best touch unless Soma could really do something with it here. The ball found by Soma.
This is a new Legacy. This is the one that we saw that took down Chiefs. This is the Legacy that can go all the way, that can go to RLCS. And if they can keep pulling this out, and if they can continue to win the next 3 games, this one inclusive, this could be it.
Not convinced just yet, Korea, but maybe you'll make a believer out of me yet. Maybe Legacy will. Pale Horse looking in strike. Blitz just misses the ball. CJ gets it out of the goal. Only 1 goal ahead, 40 seconds. Pale Horse are a very quick team.
Yeah, there's a good respawn there for Zen. Right next to the boost, left-hand side. Able to come right back into the action and help build that defense, because all they have to do is hold it out for 30 seconds.
That's right. They have to get it away from Pale Horse, because right now they're recovering the ball well. Kami, Kia over on the wing. They both hit it. 20
Good touch
seconds.
by Blitz.
I think Blitz is doing quite a lot of work. Legacy have the shot. Kia does get it out of the way eventually. Quick demolition by Kami, but not really going to matter. I think Legacy may have just taken themselves to a game number 4. And a very good recovery. Pale Horse trying to go to overtime. The ball's going to bounce back up. Kia's here, setting it up. Kami, one last time. It'll hit off this side wall. It'll knock itself up once again. They're not done yet, Korea. They just got to hit the ground, and finally it does, with Legacy Esports taking game 3.
Ooh, now we have a series. Exciting stuff. Legacy can do it. They are a crazy, tumultuous team.
They can.
And if we just look at the scoreboards, I think that's been the story of today. It's not about having the best possession all the time. It's not always about having the most shots. It's about getting them when they count. Because they may have had, what's that, 9? They had half the number of shots.
Yep.
But they got the goals.
That's what matters. So Legacy start themselves up in the potential for a reverse sweep and actually take up the first game in the series today.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, we're into series number 5, and they've all been 3-0s. Legacy have broken the curse. It's a good start. They take 1 game. It's 2-1. But Pale Horse have just shown so much in this series, that I'm still questioning whether Legacy can keep that up for 2 games straight.
So that's what I'm going to be looking at as well. And Legacy are a team, though.
That's the thing.
That is the thing that they're going to be going for. Legacy can do it. We have now seen it from them, and they've just slowly, over the course of this match, been improving. And if Pale Horse gets on tilt, which is a possibility, right? For them, they know how important this game is. For Legacy, they know how important this game is. One team is now energized. The other will be like, ooh, like we were not expecting this to happen. This was meant to be one of our free wins.
Yep.
Pale Horse went confidently in here. And now they're going to be shaken.
little bit. Legacy taking that game that was not what they expected, excuse me. As we go forward, let's question Pale Horse whether they can do it again. Legacy Esports in Game 4, they've made it a reality in our first Game 4 of today.
And Kia and Kami are going to have to rely on that wombo combo that they've been showcasing all through league play. But Legacy Esports are guarding that corner very vigorously.
Maybe not well enough. Kami sets it up. There's Kia around the side. Kami's still going to hold control. They can recover. Picked up a bit of boost here, but in front of the goal, Kia missing the shot. CJ has to get back. Zen, powerful punch of the ball. Legacy will start tumultuously going down this side of the field again and looking for that power hit finish.
Yeah, both teams fast off the ground, trying to get these touches, but in front of the goal, no man's land where no man wants.
CJ and Kami rotate back there. Worried about conserving boost, so a smart move from Pale Horse Esports as Legacy continue to come back up again, dodging away from that demolition. Blitz has come up as well.
Rotating back, going to get boost, showing respect to both Kami and Kia.
Oh!
Ooh.
Again!
Damn, their pass plays are dope.
So good every single time. 404, goal save not found for Legacy Esports, and the first one will go for Pale Horse.
It just showcases you've got to be fast off the ground when you're up against Pale.
Yeah.
These guys do not take a second to think. They just jump straight up when they see it because they know first man touch, they're going to win the 50-50 way more than they should.
So Korea was questioning for a good reason there. I mean, that first goal shows that Pale Horse is still in form. Not to be really desired by Legacy Esports there, but still wondering what Legacy have to offer.
So I don't think the loss of that game was because Pale Horse wasn't on form. I think Legacy was just performing on their absolute A game and sticking it to the man.
We need to see that consistency, though, coming through, Korea. Otherwise, the series is just going to be a 3-1 at this rate. 3 minutes remaining. We've seen what Legacy can do. Let's see it again. Missing the ball there. Soma may have cost it.
Cannot afford to do it when you're that close to pulling it back around. Oh, feels bad. Great setup, though. Pale Horse, as always.
Yep, 2 goals up. Legacy Esports may have found their match here in game number 4. Pale Horse will continue to drive through. Legacy had so much to say in game 3. You see that same Legacy come through again. I hope. There's Soma. CJ meets Zen. Kia. Kia over to the side. And 3 minutes remaining means Legacy don't have too much time to work with here. Soma has to recover for that earlier mistake. See what he can do.
They're still getting all the important touches, though. Pale Horse struggling to break it out of their half since that goal went through. Legacy just getting nice touch after nice touch. Happy to pass possession, knowing that Pale Horse is struggling with a good clear.
Yeah, but they finally get one. CJ sends it up the field. Zen back to CJ and Kami over to the side. Going to do what Kami does. Set himself up. Key is there. Sets it up. CJ. Nice plays again. The defense from Legacy, though, will hold out for now.
Yeah, they've finally got the read on that 2-man wombo combo coming from Pale Horse and Legacy. Come on, guys. Your time to shine. Let's make this a best of 5.
I mean, Korea, let's be realistic. Kami's just making it too easy right now, and Legacy is struggling.
They certainly are. 2 minutes 23. The death knells are ringing. It doesn't matter where they're from. Kami, those shots definitely deserved a Champions of Play last.
Yep, he definitely did, and I think, moving forward, might be on the highlight for our MVPs this week. I think we have had him on there before, and time again. Pale Horse have impressed us, but this is a good sign from them that they want to take it to 4-2 into league play. Soma, what does he have to say? It's a goal, but 2 minutes 11 means that Legacy could be back.
Definitely doable. Only a 2-point deficit to Legacy. Gets that free run in. Can't get complacent, Pale Horse. Can't get complacent.
No, if they let down their guard, Legacy Esports will take control of this game once again. That's what happened with game number 3. Legacy's turned up, and maybe that complacency was part of Pale Horse as well. Look back at the VOD and check that one out. 2 minutes already. Pale Horse are up 2 goals, but it was 3 before, and it was instantly turned around by Legacy. They're such a surprising team. Pale Horse cannot underestimate them.
Yep, each one of their players has great potential. It's just about showing up and turning that switch on.
Kami setting it up for the backboard. Kami again. Follows through. CJ hits it. There we go. Kia over the top. CJ. Everyone flying in from Pale Horse. That touch, does it work? I think Soma says yes. CJ reads the ball well. Blitz centers the ball. Legacy, the second one for Zen.
The two-man pass play cutting across the middle. Pale Horse are now going to be quaking in their boots. They may have that lead, but can they hold it to pull that 3-1 victory?
At the moment, I'm starting to think the answer could be no. As Legacy getting closer and closer to that tiebreaker. 1, 2, and 3 is the time, and we've got less than a minute 30.
It's
Pale
open.
Horse, oh, off kickoff almost. Then back in time. Been a shining light for the side of Legacy in this series.
Yeah, both of them going for that important boost. And the opportunity of nearly getting scored upon does give them a little bit of quake and time for them to get shaken into the other side of the pitch.
Minute remaining. Pale Horse, if they get another goal, it could just firm up this series. But it's only one. Legacy Esports trailing behind. Pale Horse are under fire. How do they control this game? They set it up with a pass play like that. They have to get it in. The difference between Legacy winning and losing could be up to Soma here. A demolition for Blitz. But
Yeah.
Zen's still alive.
Karma taking that player is going to stop any of the pressure being built up by Legacy. And now they're going to have to be sitting there, wait for that respawn, wait for that boost before they can push back through. And again, a second demo. Another 5 to 10 seconds before play can be built. A
Legacy
third.
could be out of luck here. Kia destroying left, right, and center. CJ, and Kia around the corner. A little bit messy. Blitz sends the ball back out, but we've got 20 seconds. Pale Horse have to get a big play here. Legacy, if they have too much control on this side of the field, they will find that next goal. But there we go. Opening. And Kia will secure what looks like the series.
Pale Horse taking out this third game. I love that Legacy went for an aggressive play. 3-man in, because you got to take risks at the end. But Pale Horse, defense too strong. Saw what was coming through and 4-2.
Well, realistically, Pale Horse had a great series here. Struggled a little bit under Legacy when they turned up. But it was really the question of, are they going to turn up here? Legacy, at the end of the day, not going to offer anything else. Will be going down in points, but Pale Horse right where they belong. Up near the top, they'll sit 4-2. And into league play, they'll have an interesting next week.
Yeah, sitting very confidently. Now it's about getting seeding, because 4 is pretty safe. It's pretty much whether or not they can get that nice 5.
I'm pretty worried, only because I think Legacy could have made that a little bit tighter. We were talking up Pale Horse. There were really good moments from Legacy there, but games 1 and 2 were like, is there even another team playing on the field?
It was a bit of a whitewash in those first two games, and I was thinking, oh no, another 3-0 series. This whole day is going to be 3-0. Yeah, but really, in that third game, Legacy, they really turned it around. And what I noticed was that, Tom did mention it a bit earlier. It wasn't the fact that, Pale Horse played worse. It's the fact that Legacy played a lot better. They stopped making those mistakes, which Pale Horse capitalized on. And they started making really nice clears, really nice passing plays in offense especially. And that's how they got all those goals. The bumps, everything. It made it a lot cleaner in that third game.
Yeah, that's 100% it. I think clears were a big thing for me. Just watching all of them, they were so nice just over the top of Kami, forcing them so deep into the back end, where Pale, on the other hand, their clears were nowhere near as nice, but they'd typically pass possession and then rely on their team moving forward with good pass plays and intercepts to make up for it.
Yeah.
Isn't it the case of Pale Horse, though, that these long passes just always look clinical? It's you saw them, you're like, how does this team have so much control after a season?
What you'll actually notice is, Jake, is that, especially in defense, what'll happen, one player from Pale Horse will actually push out to the mid boost. So it frees up space for the other two to grab boost as well as to be able to push a clear. And then the person who pushes out, whether that be Kami, whether that be CJ, usually not Kia, he's usually the most back. And then they'll actually force a 2-man play out into offense. Sorry, that was a little bit gross.
Just a windscreen riper.
Sorry about that.
Thanks, buddy.
So stemming from that, they get the nice clears just because they have the one person who's cheating up forward and able to receive the pass.
Yeah, and if they make any mistakes, they're the first team to jump as soon as they have an idea of where the ball's going. And because they're so used to it, they're so fast off the ground that they'll take 50-50s and challenges that no one else would dream to take, and they still win them.
Yep. But I think Pale Horse will be happy with that, only dropping 1 game in 2 series. It was a different series from against Noisies and Toxic. Now going up against Legacy, it felt like the same in 1 and 2, but Legacy coming back. And you could say that, Pale Horse didn't drop the game in game 3, but it was like they felt encroached, they felt strangled a little bit, which was good from Legacy. That was Legacy's real updoing. I think going into the next series next week, we'll be looking at Legacy and Pale Horse very closely because they're sitting like, it's an overused terminology, but it's sitting at a knife's edge at the moment. And it's just both of these teams want to be making league play. Now, for anyone else who wants to make league play in the future, or if you want to become professional in RLCS, the journey starts here on throwdowntv.gg. You can go there, and we've got some amateur tournaments as well as some leagues you can sign up for, especially the next RLCS if you're interested there. However, for our last series of the day, we've got a good one, gents. We've got Jam Gaming taking on Scylla. This is going to be like the biggest one because it's whether Scylla can keep rising up through the ranks. Do not go anywhere. In 5 minutes, we have our last season